Okay, welcome. Thank you all for attending the 2021 ISBA Annual Summit. Thanks to those who are joining us virtually from around the state. I want to introduce our esteemed dais here. We have our President-elect, Clay Miller. Please give him a hand. And I believe our past president, Leslie Hendershaw's being a rebel. She's always a rebel. Where is she? You're supposed to be up here with us. Always breaking the grain, always going against the grain. That's all right. We love her anyway, though. So Leslie, she's past president. Leslie, give her a hand. And at this time, I want to take a point of privilege and invite Reverend Dr. Scanlon Holmes from Roberts Park United Methodist Church to lead us in an invocation.
President Talbot, justices, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Throughout the 245 years of history of these United States, the clerical community and the legal community have sought to work in cooperation to better the greater society. Churches, mosques, synagogues, and temples have sought to ameliorate hardship and inspire the better angels of our nature, fostering a vision of the divine among us on the earth, animated by love for one another. Laws have been established and reformed to promote justice for all. As our landscape continues to change in the world, may we continue to seek ways in which our cooperation will better the state of Indiana. I'm honored to be here to offer this invocation, and therefore I now invite you to join me in this prayer and solemn moment of reflection. And please do so in a manner which is most comfortable for you and in accord with your own beliefs. Almighty Creator, we humbly gather here and online today, both in person and in spirit, to give thanks. Thank you for giving us the breath to be in this moment and to gather and to rejoice for our many blessings. I invite you to pray for these bar officers who have been called to faithfully serve the bar and the people of Indiana. Thank you for the many hearts and hands that have worked tirelessly to bring this event to fruition. We give thanks to and for the Bar Association and its staff, the staff of the Marriott, the technical provision that connects us even when we cannot meet together in person, and the many others who have worked to make this event special. Bless them for their service. Thank you too to family, friends, colleagues, and loved ones, both for their being there and the ways they show up in times of need. Bless them for their love and support. Thank you for your loving presence in the minutes, hours, days, and months that we have journeyed through this pandemic, and for our arrival to this moment, here and now. While this time in our country seemingly emphasizes what sets us apart, thank you for allowing us to pause long enough to recognize the beauty in each other and a chance to reflect on how we can celebrate both individually and feel your love as we come together as one body. As we are exiting these unprecedented times, we thank you for the moments of joy and for offering us solace and hope, especially for those whose arrival to this moment involved hardship, pain, and loss. May they continue to find light and healing in the divine. Please give us the presence to extend ourselves to others when they are in need. And as this body comes together again and embarks on a new bar year, I ask that you continue to shine a light on the path before it. Bless this group of leaders as they guide the next leg of the journey. May their hearts be filled with your love as they humbly serve the greater good for what lies ahead. I ask that you grant them courage to do what is right for the profession and for the society. Grant them the humility to seek others' input and the wisdom to listen. And finally, Almighty Creator, please help give this team the grace that is needed to lead, and remind us all of the love that you have for each other, which we can share today and into the future. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Holmes, for that beautiful invocation. At this time, I now declare the Membership Assembly in session. I'd like to invite our past President and Nominations Committee Chair, Leslie Hendersaw, to share the report of the Nominating Committee.
Thank you, President Tolbert. The nominating committee of the Indiana State Bar Association met on June the 10th and determined to submit the following candidates for election to the respective association offices at the annual meeting of the Association Assembly to be held today in Indianapolis here on October the 15th. For Vice President, Judge Thomas Feltz from Fort Wayne. For the Board of Governors, their term being October 15th of 2021 through October of 2023. From District 1, Candace C. Williams, Gary. District 4, Lindsay M. Lepley, Fort Wayne. District 5, Clifford M. Robinson, Rensselaer. District 10, Carrie Melissa Cunningham from Tipton. District 11, Colin E. Flora, Indianapolis. District 11, Ann M. Sutton, Indianapolis. And at large, Renee M. Ortega from Hammond. May I have a motion from the Assembly to accept the slate? And may I hear all those in favor of the slate say aye? Aye. Any opposed? Any opposed online? Hearing none and not being able to see any, the slate passes. Congratulations to each of you.
Congratulations all. I'm looking forward to seeing the wonderful work that these new members do for our great association. So thank you, past Madam Chair. At this time, I will ask the past presidents who are joining us in the Assembly meeting to stand and be recognized, please. I saw a couple as I walked in. They're very shy and modest, so they don't want to stand up, but I'm going to ask that they stop. I see two right here. Thank you. Thank you. Are there any other past presidents that we may have missed that are not as shy? Okay, thank you very much. As you know, sometimes being a president of any organization, there are a lot of moving parts, and there's so many different things that come up that people don't necessarily see. A lot of information that is exchanged. There are a lot of obstacles and different things that occur behind the scenes. And there are always, throughout any leader's year, there are always certain people that help those leaders move past those obstacles, and they do not get any fanfare for it. So the Indiana State Bar Association has created particularly presidential citations to allow for the recognition of those folks who do so much for our association, but who go unnoticed. So it's a very difficult, I didn't think it would be this difficult to pick these citations, but it is extremely, extremely hard because so many people do so many great things for our association. So I'm going to present 5 presidential citations, and I'll give a few remarks about each of those. Some of the folks are not here, but I'll still give remarks about them. So the first presidential citation that I would like to give would be to none other than Anka Henshaw. Please come up, Anka. Few words about Anka. Anka is just a tremendous leader and the future of our bar association. She spearheaded, along with a lot of other folks, particularly Justice David, open conversations, and it obtained a national award and recognition. So she deserves this presidential citation. So congratulations, Anka. The next presidential citation is going to go to Justin Stephen David, who is not with us, but still give him a round of applause. And what more can I say about Justice David? He's probably the most accessible Supreme Court justice in the country. You can call him on his cell phone. You can bump into him at any place around lunch, and he's just so accessible and personal. And he's just such an asset to our legal community and particularly our bar association. So thank you, Justice David. The next presidential citation will go to Catherine Pulley, who's not with us as well. Catherine, as many of you know, had to leave our association temporarily because she was deployed, and she's serving our great country, and she will be missed. I know she has a higher calling and a higher duty, and we respect that duty, but we're still gonna miss her. We're still gonna miss all the great things that she does for us, but she does a lot of our programming. She's very instrumental in our Leadership Development Academy, and also played a huge role in the open conversation. So congratulations, Catherine. I don't know if she's watching virtually. I don't think she is, but if she is, congratulations. Okay, our next presidential citation is going to go to Kristen Owens. And this is, I call the open conversation group. So Kristen was very helpful throughout the year. And Kristen's not here, I don't believe, right? Okay, so we'll get Kristen her citation, but congratulations, Kristen. All right, the last presidential citation that I would like to give is to Ashley Higgins. Is Ashley here? Come on. Wait a minute, I mean, this is a mistake. I'm sorry, that was a typo. It's not you. Just a little Steve Harvey humor. I'm just joking. Come on up. Oh yeah, I gotta jump down. Ashley, and you know, you get in trouble with these citations because there are a lot of staff members here that do so many great things that go unnoticed. So it's hard to, you only get 5 citations. So what can I say? But Ashley just does a phenomenal job. And she does so many different things for the Bar Association. So thank you, Ashley. All right. With that being said, I would ask that the entire ISBA staff stand up. I'm going to ask that they come to the front of the room, please. I hope they didn't think I was just going to award one and not the other, because all of you are so tremendous. So come up. I don't know who's going to take the picture. Denise, White, come up. Can they take this? Okay, there we go. The presidential citation was it was extremely hard to give presidential citations to specific people. So I tried to, but really all of the ISBA staff, and I know we have past presidents that are in this room that know how much the staff works behind the scenes and does such a phenomenal job to make the year a success. And the train that everyone sees going throughout the year, they're the engine, they're the cogs, they're the smoke, they're the wheels, they're the horn. Joe's the horn. That keeps us going. So with that being said, I would like to present an award to the entire ISBA staff, and I want to read it. Presented to the ISBA staff for your unwavering support and unrelenting guidance that helped in leading our path to success. You are honored with much appreciation and gratitude, the Indiana State Bar Association 2021. So congratulations, ISBA staff. Yeah. Last award, and then we're going to get to the man of the hour. Okay, I want to present this award to our executive director, Joe Skill. For those of you who do not know Joe, and I'm going to try to do this without divulging a lot of personal information in terms of how Joe was selected, because that was a very private process. But for those of you who don't know, Joe is not a lawyer, okay? And when we went through the process of selecting our new executive director, there were some that had concerns about Joe not being a lawyer. But with that being said, the majority ruled out, and thank God the majority did rule out, because Joe is just a phenomenal executive. He just does so much for this organization. And his out-of-the-box thinking really got us through really tough times during the pandemic. And lawyers, unfortunately, we don't think outside the box. So his non-lawyer degree helped us during that process. So Joe, I wanted to present this award to you. Present it to Joe Skill with this gift and recognition for your leadership, unconditional commitment, and enduring dedicated service, Indiana State Bar Association 2021. Congratulations, Joe, for making this a great year, for keeping us steady during COVID and during the pandemic, and congratulations for all your hard work. All right. So no one can be mad at me now. I gave awards to everybody. All right. Okay. So over the course of the year, we all traveled through hills and valleys, And that's just some of the things that we do when we become lawyers. One minute we feel great about the work we're doing, and the next minute we question why in the heck we are even in this profession. After attending the admission ceremony a few weeks ago, I was reminded of why I became a lawyer, seeing those bright, innocent, pure faces without a federal court judge. Judge Baker's here. Without a nice federal court judge screaming at them, or a nice state court judge screaming at them and barking at them with deadlines. Their faces were so pure and energetic. And it reminded me that we need to get back to that. And I don't know if any of you read the president's message in Res Geste, but one of the articles that I wrote was about rededicating yourself to the profession. And one of the things that I thought would be a cool idea is if once a year, all the lawyers could take the oath just one time, because they're beautiful, well crafted words that are in that oath that many of us probably have not read since we were sworn in. So if you would indulge me, I would ask that everyone, all the lawyers in this assembly, stand. And we're going to rededicate ourselves to the profession. And we're going to say the oath. And this is a good time because I get to almost be a judge. So, I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Indiana. I will maintain the respect due to courts of justice and judicial officers. I will not counsel or maintain any action, proceeding or defense which shall appear to me to be unjust, but this obligation shall not prevent me from defending a person charged with a crime in any case. I will employ for the purpose of maintaining the causes confided to me such means only as are consistent with truth and never seek to mislead the court or jury by any artifice or false statement of fact or law. I will maintain the confidence and preserve inviolate the secrets of my client at every peril to myself. I will abstain from offensive personality and advance no fact prejudicial to the honor or reputation of a party or witness, unless required by the justice of the cause with which I am charged. I will not encourage either the commencement or the continuance of any action or proceeding from any motive of passion or interest. I will never reject from any consideration personal to myself the cause of the defenseless, the oppressed, or those who cannot afford adequate legal assistance. So help me God. Congratulations, you're a member of the Indiana State Bar Association and the bar generally. Thank you for that indulgence. At this time, I would like to invite my good friend, Clay Miller of Indianapolis, to join me at the podium. Maybe we won't be joining Clay. There we go. All right. It tricked me. All right. Before we present this gavel to Clay and pass the baton, I just want to say that the beautiful thing about any bar association, but particularly the Indiana State Bar Association, is that you get to meet a variety of lawyers from different parts of our great state. And Clay is a utility lawyer. I am a lawyer that does general litigation that has nothing to do with utilities. We probably never would have come across each other's paths if it wasn't for the Indiana State Bar Association. And the beautiful thing about the bar associations is that it shows you how different you are, while at the same time showing you how much you're alike, if that makes any sense to you. But me and Clay have so much in common. We both like to read. We both like history. We love books. And he's just not only a great lawyer, but a great friend. And I believe that he is going to serve this organization well over the next year. And I am just proud and honored to pass this baton and this gavel to Clay. And I want to say, Clay, congratulations on being installed as the next Indiana State Bar President. And I will give you the gavel. Wonderful. Well,
thank you so much, Michael. And before you sit down, I do have a plaque to present, to add to your collection, and thanks for your year of service. We had a chance to more effusively express our gratitude as a Board of Governors to Michael at our meeting yesterday, but certainly it's fitting to acknowledge again today the wonderful service and the tough act he will be to follow. So thank you so much. Thank you. Well, thank you again, Michael. Truly grateful, and I certainly echo your comments about the best part about being involved in the Bar Association are the relationships that we're able to make and connections to share with fellow lawyers across the state and across practice areas. Earlier in the program, not so long ago, we elected several of the new members to the Board of Governors. And as president, I'm also charged with making 3 appointments to fill additional roles. I'm very pleased that the following have accepted my invitation to join the Board of Governors for the coming year. Terry Tolliver of Indianapolis and Greenwood will serve as counsel to the president. Yvette LaPlante of Evansville as treasurer, and Mary Louise Buck as secretary. This being his children's fall break, Terry is with them down in Florida right now. Yvette is on her honeymoon, so she chose to be there instead of here with us today. Mary Louise was here earlier in the summit, but I don't see her. Are you here, Mary Louise? Mary Louise practices in my hometown of Muncie with her mother, Linda Daig. Well, a few remarks as are expected of the new president, and I have made some notes. I do love being a lawyer, and hopefully that's not an unfamiliar sentiment to most, if not all of us in the room, the exceptions being those who are not lawyers. But always felt that the ability to think like a lawyer is a lofty goal to strive for, and it is not a mindset reserved just for those of us in the legal profession. I find a great appeal in the prioritization of precise communication and logical, clear-headed analysis that are the hallmarks of thinking like a lawyer. and I consider it a great honor to be entrusted to lead our State Bar Association for the coming year. Not only do I believe in the importance of the ISBA's work, but the many friendships, as I've noted, that I've made through the ISBA over the years are truly special to me, and I'm eager to get to know and befriend many new acquaintances this coming year. The first friend I want to thank is my immediate predecessor, Michael Tolbert, for setting an example of thoughtful calm as he more than capably led the ISBA through occasionally rocky shoals this past year. I'm also grateful to my predecessor, Andy Metzel, who is also here today, and she chaired the nominating committee, which 2 years ago, when I was in equal measure surprised and honored to be tapped for this position. I want to also thank my pastor, Reverend Andrew Scanlon Holmes from Roberts Park United Methodist Church, which is in downtown Indianapolis, for his moving invitation to start our proceedings this afternoon. I can attest that he comes by his English accent honestly, and in fact just returned late yesterday from a trip to London. I want to next acknowledge and thank one of my earliest mentors in the law, former Indiana Chief Justice Randy Shepard, for whom it was my honor to serve as a judicial clerk when I was a newly minted lawyer in 1993. How lucky we were to have his visionary leadership of our judicial branch for more than a quarter century. I wanted to also acknowledge a couple other folks from my legal career. I have several friends in the room, and I won't try to acknowledge everyone, but one of those I next want to acknowledge is my friend Matt Gutwein, who I first met in 1995 when he put me up for my next job after my clerkship to serve as the Chief Administrative Law Judge at the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission, while Matt served as counsel to Governor Evan Bayh. Also then later, when I entered private practice, I learned much from Mike Houston and Fred Schlegel, now unfortunately the late Fred Schlegel, while I worked with them on the utilities team at the firm then known as Baker & Daniels. My law school classmate, Jason Luking, lured me away from Baker & Daniels to join him at Bamberger Foreman, Oswald & Hahn in 2009, where I was so ably assisted by Lori Vardaman. Each year at our Administrative Assistants Day, which I would toast Lori and her fellow assistants for one more year helping the lawyers in the office avoid malpractice, which I think most of us can relate to, hopefully. Thank you both for being here, Jason and Lori. I'm also very grateful to my clients. It's a special privilege not only to be able to provide legal counsel on a range of matters, complex and mundane, but also to get to know them and their businesses. Well, those of you who know me best know I can't give a talk without working in some kind of a movie reference. And here you go. Several years ago, Hoosier actor Kevin Kline starred as Dave in the eponymous movie in which he played an actively engaged occupant, or stand-in really, for the fictitious stricken occupant of the White House. You might recall his co-stars Charles Grodin, Sigourney Weaver, and Frank Langella. At one point, Dave observed that the role of US president is a temp job. Well, the same is true for the ISBA presidency. I'll be replaced in one short year, but fortunately for our bar, the ISBA's full-time staff, so capably led by Executive Director Joe Skeel, day in and day out provide professional direction, continuity, and deferential leadership of their own to the Board of Governors, to the many ISBA practice sections, and to individual members. I echo Michael's praise and comment that we really are fortunate to be so well served. And finally, I want to acknowledge my debt to my father, Dr. William Miller, now an emeritus professor at Ball State University. His was the example, along with my late mother, that instilled in me the habits and discipline so integral to thinking like a lawyer. He also helped to develop my vocabulary and love of language. I'm pleased that he is here this afternoon, along with my redoubtable stepmother, Anna Marie Voss. Anna Marie immigrated to this country from Germany more than 6 decades ago, and through her countless acts of compassionate service continues to make her own impressive mark on the Muncie community where she and my father have remained in retirement. So what's in store for the ISBA in the coming year? Perhaps our experience with COVID-19 these past 19 months has taught us the folly of trying to make firm predictions, but I can say that my intended focus will be in 2 broad areas. First, the more mundane, but no less essential. The ISBA Board of Governors has this past year developed a comprehensive strategic plan to guide the association's efforts with a focus on 4 areas: advocacy, connections, CLE, and diversity and inclusion. Adopted after distilling input from a broad range of stakeholders, each of these 4 pillars of the strategic plan it contains goals designed to develop and enhance what our members want us to be about. Staff progress toward advancing those goals will be a continuing focus of the board's oversight. For example, lawyers have multiple sources for continuing legal education programs. Through rigorous examination of speakers, topics, and structure, the ISBA can achieve for its CLE programs a reputation for the highest quality in both content and presentation that leaves less to chance and provides outstanding value to members. For my second area of focus, while chairing the ISBA Board of Governors and attending to the needs of the bar, I also hope to use this bully pulpit to uplift the more noble aspects of our profession and to appeal to intelligent engagement that rejects cynicism about our collective civic life. We lawyers serve society by serving our clients as well as by active participation in the life of our respective communities. But to channel the 19th century children's author Hans Christian Andersen, when the emperor is parading in public with no clothes, lawyers should not be shy about pointing out the delusion, as delicately as the context warrants, even if, indeed especially if, the emperor is our client. Let us strive not to mislead ourselves nor others in the face of disappointing or inconvenient facts, but rather face them forthrightly and honestly, which I think is wholly consistent with the oath we lawyers all just took. To be sure, thinking like a lawyer requires creativity, and it can be tempting to grasp for any rationalization that advances a client's immediate cause. But there are limits. For instance, being zealous advocates for our clients' interests and preserving their confidentiality does not compel us to promulgate or perpetuate falsehoods. Anyone can be a yes man or yes woman. I submit to you, however, that our calling as legal professionals demands that we speak truth as best we can discern it, even if that means being willing to sometimes say no, regardless of the depth of our clients' pockets. After all, practicing law is more than a trade, it is a profession. Also, Hoosier lawyers have a proud legacy of speaking out and stepping up to the challenges of the day, and I am convinced there remains no shortage of opportunities for productive involvement in ways large and small to advance the cause of justice and enhance our collective well-being. So with the conviction of Hans Christian Andersen's child bystander exposing the emperor's nakedness, but without that child's naivete, and with the clear-eyed vision informed by our training and experience as lawyers, may we each find ways to serve both our clients and our fellow citizens. Thank you for listening and for supporting the Indiana State Bar Association. And with that, I will temporarily relinquish this gavel I just got Back to Michael to conclude this assembly.
Once again, President Miller, I want to congratulate you again, and I look forward to serving you with this upcoming year. So congratulations again. All right. Okay, before we adjourn, I'd like to thank LexisNexis and the Indiana Bar Foundation for partnering with us this year for this annual summit. The summit wouldn't be possible without the financial support of these partners, so I want to make sure I thank you. For you section and committee chairs in the audience, just a reminder that your orientation begins at the conclusion of this meeting. So go next door to ballroom F through G, and hopefully you'll learn some new things about our association. And you too may one day be in Clay's seat at some point. So with that being said, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Can I get a second? Okay, any discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, we are adjourned. Take care.